We got to him. We got to him. Do what we can.
You know what I'm saying?
Rally the troops.
Yeah.
All
So
40 of us.
we all gonna be able to fit in one van. Straight up.
Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. As we're all still dealing with the aftermath of Katt Williams' explosive interview with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay podcast,
Nigga,
some of the
this the new Thanos. This nigga Katt Williams did Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, fucking Kevin Hart, Faison Love, Ludacris, Puff Daddy. Am I forgetting somebody? Michael Blackson?
I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about this some other time, but I mean, Steve Harvey's he's always been kind of, been kind of known. They've been saying him in the Bernie Mac thing, they've been saying that for years, because this ain't the first time I heard that, him and Bernie Mac was at heads, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Who else you said? You said with Kevin Hart. I personally, and we talked about this before, I don't consider Kevin Hart a comedian. I consider him a comic when we talk about our definitions of comedians and comics.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Hart is that thing. Who else you said though? I really don't know too much about Michael Blackson. I've seen him on here and there. I mean, he seems all right. I really can't say I've ever actually saw his whole stand up or anything. So I really won't comment too much on him. And who's the other person who said? Childish Smiley. I honestly never seen
Ricky
him stand
Smiley.
up. Oh, Ricky Smiley. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I never seen him
Who the
stand
fuck
up.
did you say?
I said Travis Smiley.
Oh, Travis Smiley.
What the fuck? Steve
Ricky
Harvey look like
Smiley.
a fucking turtle on this picture.
I've never really seen Ricky Smiley's like stand up. I know he did the radio stuff where I think he would call in and do pranks on people. I think
Yeah,
that's
and
Ricky
he wear a
Smiley.
dress. That's pretty much the only thing I know him for.
Yeah, so yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people, most people are backing Katt Williams, and I am too. But like I keep saying, just because I fuck with you and I agree with something, that don't mean that everything you did was perfect. I do not like the way he brought Ricky Smiley dead son into that conversation.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, he said something like, your son died, you go on the internet. What you call that? Like he was like, well, you wonder why people think Illuminati sacrifice and stuff like that. I was like,
Oh,
you shouldn't have brought his son into it.
yeah,
That
I missed that part. Yeah, that's not cool in my
that
book.
ain't cool. I fuck with Katt, but that ain't cool. If I was his homie, I'd be like, you did your thing, but I think he should apologize for that. That wasn't cool. And the kind of man that he present himself to be, this man do a lot of philanthropy. He sent Lil Boosie 15,000, gave Lil Boosie 15,000 to his mom when he was in jail. He rolled down on Benny Siegel in Philly, spoke to some lady who was outside. He was like, "Hey, what's going on with you?" She's like, "Oh, just trying to pay my rent." And he's, "Oh, you having problems with that?" Had his bodyguard run to the limo, pulled out 200,000, gave her 10,000, and just started passing out tens of thousands, $5,000 to $10,000 at a time to different people in the neighborhood. That don't get talked about enough.
Yeah, that's a
Lot of,
lot.
I hear a lot about him helping people. He took over 40 something comics on tour. I love the way he said, "I only take comics that's funnier than me." Remember when he said that in the
Yeah.
interview? That was very big of him. And I also like the fact, I mentioned in the video that I did, I love how he challenged people at their level. He don't he don't say shit like we can meet up and shoot each other. He say shit like, nigga, we can meet up and have a comedy battle, a raps. I heard him say a rap cipher. That nigga race you down the block, first one to the corner win. He do it all. For real, I done heard this man say everything. He said a basketball. He said him and Kevin Hart could either have a rap cipher, a basketball game, a boxing match for charity, or a comedy showdown. And and even in his beef, he's still trying to be charitable.
Yeah.
That's very dope of him.
Comedians that were mentioned during the nearly 3-hour conversation have responded via social media. By a long shot, the comedians that took the biggest shots from Katt were Cedric the Entertainer, Ricky Smiley, and Steve Harvey. Now, both Cedric and Ricky would immediately respond. When Cedric was accused of stealing jokes, he responded via Instagram. Ricky would reply to Katt on his radio show after he was called out for saying the role of Money Mike was originally supposed to go to him and not Katt Williams. Aside from Cedric and Ricky, there were plenty of comedians who shared their thoughts on the viral interview. And it's clear that Steve Harvey is one figure everyone wants to hear from. People would make this known after Katt attacked Harvey's alleged hairpiece in the late 90s, accused Harvey of stealing Mark Curry's style and sitcom premise, as well as accusing him of lying about his homelessness. Since Katt's interview hit the internet, the Steve Harvey Morning Show has aired several pre-recorded episodes.
Steve Harvey did steal jokes from Mark Curry, and he also stole the idea of working in a school from Mark Curry. Mark Curry had Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Steve Harvey had his show where he was a principal. It's the same, it's the same muscle. You feel me? And he never gave that man his credit and never took him on no comedy show or nothing.
Leaving Harvey unable to address the matter on the radio. However, Monday's episode is when he finally got the chance to join in on the conversation. Steve mentioning the Shannon Sharpe interview began after the morning show crew congratulated co-host Nephew Tommy on starting a new season of the reality dating series Ready to Love, where he serves as the host. Harvey would jokingly say that soon accusations will start to form surrounding Tommy stealing the idea of Ready to Love. Obviously, this was in reference to Katt Williams' interview, which would make Harvey's first time breaking his silence.
Hold it, Tommy. So you a comedian, you a radio host.
Uh-oh.
Yes. And now you got a game show? I'm finna go on Shannon Sharpe show and accuse you of stealing my whole damn career. I thought you supposed to go on there and enlighten people.
Now, in addition to that, on Sunday, Harvey would share an old clip on Twitter showing him in between tapings of Family Feud. Harvey tells his audience there's no need to address his haters because they can just watch him on TV. Steve's caption read, "You don't have to address your haters." Now, at the time of Harvey's Twitter post, he still hadn't said anything about Katt's interview. However, that didn't stop several of Harvey.
I don't like how everybody is trying to paint the narrative that Katt Williams, he trying to cloud up off of them. Steve Harvey was on Shannon Sharpe show. He mentioned Katt Williams in a certain light. That got 8 million views. That was 8 months ago. Cedric the Entertainer did the same thing. I think it was like maybe a million, maybe 2. And Ricky Smiley did it. It had a little traction. My point is this man mentioned y'all and did 40 million views in 4 days. He's giving y'all the clout. You're not giving him the clout. All those interviews together where people spoke on him, including Kevin Hart at the Breakfast Club. I don't understand how they are saying that he getting clout off of them. Let's look, check this out. Let's see. Shannon Sharpe, Katt Williams. Now we're gonna go to his shit. Where is this Club Shay Shay? And then you go to videos and then go to popular. Okay, it's 36 million views in 5 days. The next up, 10 million views, Steve Harvey. That was 8 months ago. You see what I'm saying? Like, then you look at Breakfast Club. Kevin Hart. Well, I don't. Let's see. Like, okay, that was 5 years ago. That's 5.5 million views. So this whole narrative about, him trying to clout up off of them, they need to stop that shit. That's your ego speaking. You know your ego big when you ignore the numbers and act like you know what I'm saying. Somebody else needs you when they speak, they do astronomical numbers. Like Cat Williams broke the fucking internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
I agree with statement that you're on.
Yeah.
I agree with Cobra, what his statement was. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. It sounds like Cat's the one that's giving them clout. I mean, we talked about this before. Like I said with the Kings of Comedy, honestly, I always thought Bernie Mac was the funniest out of Kings of Comedy.
Hell
So,
yeah.
I mean, I've never really been a fan of Steve Harvey. I've never really been a fan of
Steve
D.L.
Harvey was a
Hughley.
good host on King Comedy though. He did his
Uh,
thing.
I,
He did his thing. He
I,
was a good
I
host.
guess so.
He was a good host on there. He snapped. I feel like as a host, he did really good.
See, he didn't really set himself apart to me as a host. I won't say he did a bad job as a host, but he didn't excel to me as a host either. So I would say he did a decent enough job where I wasn't like, oh, that host sucks. So he wasn't that bad,
Right.
but he didn't really like, he didn't really sell himself as a host to me either. So
Well, but we're gonna touch on this more another day.